The Hidden Cages We Build, a story about addiction and connection. They say addiction doesn't care who you are. It doesn't check your bank account before knocking at your door. It doesn't ask if you grew up in a house filled with books or in a small apartment where work boots crowded the hallway. It asks something much deeper. Did you feel safe? Did you feel seen? Did you feel loved? Because that's where the real story begins. You see, growing up, some of us had parents who were there not just in the room, but with us, feeling our fears, celebrating our little victories, teaching us through every hug and every patient conversation that we mattered. And some of us, though surrounded by people, felt like we were shouting into a void, learning early on that love could be distant, conditional, or simply absent. When you don't build those invisible bridges of connection early on, you start looking for ways to patch the holes in your heart. Sometimes you look for approval from friends, sometimes in achievements, and sometimes, dangerously, in things that promise quick comfort, substances, behaviors, thrills. At first, it feels exciting. You're not broken. You're bold. You're not lost. You're adventurous. You're not lonely. You're cool. People notice you. There's a little admiration, maybe a little envy. It feels like you finally cracked the code. But the truth is, you're just building a different kind of cage, one that's much harder to see. A lesson from rats. Strange as it sounds, rats taught us something vital about all this. A long time ago, scientists put rats alone in tiny cages with two choices: clean water or drug-laced water. Alone and miserable, the rats almost always chose the drugged water again and again until they died. But then a man named Bruce Alexander wondered, what if it's not the drugs? What if it's the cage? So he built Rat Park, a huge space full of toys, other rats to play with, good food, cozy little houses. And you know what happened? The rats barely touched the drugged water. They chose life, connection, and play. It wasn't about the substance. It was about the world they lived in, about whether they felt at home. What is your cage? If addiction has brushed against your life, whether it touched you, someone you love, or just someone you've watched slip away, maybe the question isn't, what's wrong with me? Maybe the real question is, what kind of cage have I been living in? Maybe substances weren't your enemy. They were the keys you thought would unlock a door to somewhere better. Maybe what you craved wasn't the high, but the feeling of being whole, connected, and free. The truth is, addiction isn't about being weak or bad or reckless. It's about being human, a human who needed more love, more connection, and didn't know where else to find it. The cages we grow up in are invisible. Some are built with silence. Some are built with absence. Some are built with impossibly high expectations we could never meet. And sometimes, the substances aren't the problem. They are the desperate, aching solutions to cages that shouldn't have been built in the first place. The way out healing isn't about tearing down the whole world around you. It's about building bridges, one small connection at a time. It's about finding the courage to ask for help. It's about letting people really see you. It's about learning that you were always worthy of love, even when you didn't feel it. Because if addiction is about isolation, then recovery is about belonging. You were never broken. You were just lonely. And you don't have to stay lonely anymore.